Joe, we had reported earlier that a deal isn't likely before March is out. What is going on behind the scenes in terms of what's driving this timeline? It's interesting that President Trump said either way we'll have news in 3 or 4 weeks.
Yes, he did. And the original timeline of having some sort of meeting with President Xi in the end of March was always quite a bit optimistic given the complexity of the issues involved. So today he said that he'll have news either way, but he also suggested that things were going well. He described China as being very cooperative in the talks, and it was a bit of an optimistic note. Both sides have been saying now for some time that they are making progress. There are still some difficult issues to work through, but there is at least some sign that there is movement. The president tried not to oversell it too much, but he did suggest that it was something that people would be talking about. So that might be some sort of deal to realign the U.S.-China trade relationship. So that is going forward. We're looking toward April. Perhaps then they will meet and they can sign off on some deal. The Chinese have been reluctant to go in without most of the deal worked out. So we'll be looking for some sort of announcement in the coming weeks of a meeting.
And Joe, President Trump also looking for a win on his border wall, but the Senate, including many Republicans, is standing in the way of that. What happened today, and what does it ultimately mean for the president?
Right, Sherry. Well, the Senate voted to disapprove of his use of emergency funds for the border wall. 12 Republicans joined with all of the Democrats in the Senate for this vote. That is not enough to overcome a veto, and House Republicans are still sticking with the president. But this is the first really significant break with the president by Republicans. Up till now, Trump has held a pretty iron grip on the Republican Party. He remains popular with the base, but with senators and even a few members of Congress on the Republican side now willing to buck him, that may be a signal to the president that going forward he may have to make some compromise and not necessarily always get his way. This matter still is going to be going to the courts as it is once the president vetoes it and tries to move the money around. Several lawsuits are already underway or in planning. So this is not played out yet. And it is going to be heading into budget negotiations for next year where he wants even more money.